All right, let's get it going. So if we ended at the end of our roll-ups right down here, right, then all we need to do is just simply roll onto the side. A lot of people like to do side work with the head resting on the elbow. I don't approve of that one, so I like to pull myself all the way up and try to keep my ribs as high off the floor as possible, and then keep my legs very straight and under me. I do not also condone the bringing the legs slightly in front of you and creating that little L shape. I don't think that helps you balance, and you're trying to create stability, or shall we say instability. Okay, so I can use this hand in front of me, but this hand should stay off the floor. And I start by taking my top leg, and I'm going to go forward about 4 inches, and then I'm going to circle it up and around and let it lower right back down on my ankle. I do not want it to go behind my ankle, and I want to do that about 4 times. Inhale, forward, and then circle around. I don't want to watch my foot, even though I'm very tempted to do that. And I want to not sink down into my shoulders. I want to keep lifting. I want to eventually work on trying to do this without my hand on the floor. But I do want to tip forward here, so I keep it working in my forward abs and torso and not in the back area. Now I've got to go backwards. I did forward 4. Now I'm going to go back and around, and that is insanely good for your butt, as well as lengthening all of the little ligaments on the leg. 2 more. Yes, and of course right on top of the ankle, not crossing over it. Good. Then I'm going to try to do what's called the shark bites. I'm going to keep lifting. I'm sinking a little. Take that top leg up, and I'm going to squeeze the lower leg up to it. Try not to drop down when I squeeze the leg up, but try to make it happen up here. Good, and good, and good. And then 1 more, and then I'm going to try to do the floppy fishy, right? So I take both hands off the floor. I'm on my elbows, very unstable. And then I'm going to try to swim and maybe have some fun. And I'm reaching and swimming about 4 more moments, and then I'm just going to relax for a moment, stretch it out. And then obviously we would roll over to the other side, but I'm going to just turn around. Wow. So good. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I've got this elbow right under my shoulder. Gonna try to tip my body forward so I don't use my muscles in the back there. I'm gonna take that top leg, and it's gonna go forward 4, inhale, exhale, around my circle. Loose foot, you don't need to point. Another misnomer in Pilates. Pointing actually takes the work out of your abs. I gotta lift. 1 more this direction. Don't look, Evan. And then I'm gonna go backwards. Oh man, second side, super good. Don't let this move. It wants to sloop forward. I'm going to hold still. And around, up. And 1 more. Good. And now I'm going to go for the shark bites. Up, foot. And then squeeze the lower leg. Up. So good for the obliques. 2 more. 1 more. And then I'm going to go for my floppy fishy. So I'm going to flutter. Good, just making that body crazy unstable, and then trying to stay upright, and then I'm gonna relax down. Nice. Okay, so now we're gonna go right into swimming. So I'm just gonna simply roll over onto my stomach. Now, when you do face down work, the body tends to let everything fall down because gravity is pulling. So I'm gonna lay face down and reach my arms above my head, but I have to tuck my pelvis underneath me and pull my ribs up so that I flatten my back, right? Nice flat back. And then I'm going to attempt to lift my arms 1 inch off the floor. I do not like to arch in my swimming. I like to keep my back very straight. And I'm going to lift my arms up, and then I'm going to try to flutter kick my arms and my legs and breathe for 30 seconds. And you can actually get your heart rate up on this one. I'm going to do it about 3 more times. lifting. And then I'm gonna relax on down. That was one. You do 2 sets of swimming. Okay. Whew. Let's try it again. Pulling the ribs up, pushing the hips in, lifting the chest by extending the back, not by lifting the shoulders. And then flutter. And try to breathe into my lungs, which are back here, because my abs are holding up, so I can't use my stomach anymore to breathe. It's a really good way to learn to breathe up here. Getting everything fabulous. Just 2 more. 1 more, and then I'm going to relax on down. Woo! Okay, so I'm going to just put my hands along the sides of my head, and then I'm going to try to pull my pelvis up a little bit before I lift with my shoulders, but it's out of practice, so I'm going to lift with my shoulders. And I'm going to drag myself back this way into my child's pose for a moment. Okay. And then I'm going to come right up into my table. This is generally called quadruped in most exercise formats because you look like a 4-legged animal, which is a quadruped. But I want to keep my hands under my shoulder line and then pull my ribs up without rounding my back or letting it sink. So I have to pull my ribs up and in, engaging my core, but keeping my back very flat. And then I'm going to try to lift my right arm and my left leg up. Ooh, that's short. And then down. Well, I didn't measure that right, did I? And I'm going to move frame a little bit, I think. And let's try this one. Up. There you go. And down. And then I hold the table still in the middle of this. And then I reach. And down. One more time, reach. And down. And then right away, I'm going to hold myself here, find my center, pull the palms up, push the thumb and the pinkies down to lift out of my hands. Reach one leg back, but do not go with it. Tuck my pelvis. Squeeze my butt. Reach the other leg back, but stay over my arms. Hold my plank as long as I can. Breathing, pushing my heels down, scooping my pelvis. Lifting up out of those hands. And then slowly coming down with control. So again, teaching the body to move in and out of the exercises. And then I'm going to do another child's pose. Woo! One plank, right? That's all you got to do. And then I'm going to bring myself up. And then the last one, just one last time. Going to the curls. Last one. So we lay back down. We pull the belly flat into the machine, into the floor, sorry. I want to keep myself long. And then I'm going to try to roll my pelvis up off the floor, away from my head. Let's try it. Deep inhale. I'm going to scoop, peel, curl, tuck, and pull my butt up and reach it up. This time I'm going to go all the way through the curl into a full bridge. Now a bridge is lovely because I'm pulling my ribs in, but I'm pulling my butt out. So I'm moving in 2 different directions right here. Huge idea in Pilates. Good. Feeling that stretch, pushing down the 2 front toes to feel my legs working a little bit too. I take a deep inhale. And I'm going to scoop and curl from the bottom of my spine. Curl up. And then pull away. And lengthen. And release. All the way down. And I'm going to do it one more time. Deep inhale. Then I'm going to scoop, curl, peel, all the way up. Lengthening, lengthening, pulling, pulling, ribs in, long spine. Now I'm going to try to take a leg off the floor. So I'm going to squeeze my left butt really hard, and then I'm going to try to reach my right leg a little off the floor past my other leg. Ooh, it's good butt, good butt. And then I'm going to put that foot down. Good. Keeping my curl up. No neck, can't help me. Gonna squeeze my right butt a little harder there. I'm gonna take my left leg off the floor. Right butt work. Ooh, good. And put it down. Good. And then one last one. Tuck my pelvis. And curl down. And lengthen your spine. And then we relax by reaching the feet out. And then you take your minute. Cueing the body, what you just did was important. Cueing your mind that you did it for you and nobody else. And that you like yourself when you do this stuff because you're taking care of yourself. And it's a big, happy, healthy hug, both for your heart and your soul. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the series. Top to bottom, back to front. Hopefully we can run it in a couple days. Let's practice it a little bit though, yeah? Learn those things. Now all of the moves are broken down in the shorts. These are all the videos because they're longer amounts of time and I'm still kind of figuring out how to work this channel here. All right, guys. Yay! We'll be doing live posts. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff. Sign up. Hey, if you want a video, yeah, sign up. Yeah, sign up.